What if I told you the Antichrist isn't a person, but an idea? One that has been used to divide spiritual paths for thousands of years. We've been taught to fear this figure as the ultimate deceiver. But what if the real deception was the loss of spiritual balance itself? Before rigid religious laws took over, societies embraced both masculine and feminine energies in worship. But something changed. So stay with me, because this one shift altered spirituality forever. You've probably heard that the Antichrist is the enemy of faith, leading people astray. But what if this isn't just about good versus evil? What if it's about dividing spiritual paths and ensuring that half the population never reaches true balance? Long before strict religious doctrines took hold, many ancient civilizations, including the Israelites, practiced a dual spiritual system. Archaeological findings reveal numerous Asherah statues, showing that Asherah was once considered Yahweh's consort. Women crafted these statues for home altars, maintaining harmony between their divine feminine energy and the divine masculine. But then something happened. Around 500 BCE, the Israelites were exiled to Babylon, a society that was built on strict right versus wrong mentality. In this world, there was only one true God, and everything else was heresy. The divine masculine, once seen as powerful, became feared, associated with arrogance, destruction, and tyranny. To prevent this energy from manifesting as the evil king, it was suppressed. And when the Israelites returned home 70 years later, the worship of Asherah had vanished. The balance between divine masculine and divine feminine was erased. This wasn't just a theological change, it was a psychological one. So what are your thoughts? Have you noticed these patterns in religious history? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Now, to reinforce this new system, religious texts were rewritten. Stories that had once depicted a balanced spiritual journey now reflected a singular path, the hero's journey, which emphasized ego death, awakening, and self-sacrifice, but omitted the heroine's journey, which focused on peace, clarity, and strategy. Lucifer, once a separate figure, was merged with Satan. The concept of the fallen angel was created to fit a growing ideology that there was only one true way and everything else was deception. But what happens when an entire energy is suppressed? It doesn't disappear. It resurfaces in unexpected ways. This division didn't stop with the exile. The same pattern repeated throughout history, reinforcing a rigid framework that suppressed spiritual balance. Before the exile, the Israelites maintained a balanced view of the divine. But in Babylon, a strict right versus wrong ideology reshaped their beliefs. The divine masculine, once an essential counterpart to the divine feminine, became feared and was suppressed. The worship of Asherah, Yahweh's consort, and the symbolic heart of the heroine's journey never returned from Babylon. In a male-dominated society, one might expect the divine masculine to flourish, but the opposite occurred. It was deemed dangerous, linked to the perilous archetype of Lucifer, or the destructive evil king. Women's practices, already misunderstood, provided no alternative framework, leading to a complete suppression of balanced divine masculine energy. This erasure also severed access to the heroine's journey. The forces of creativity and intellect exist within all of us, making it impossible to suppress one without consequences. The ancient societies often structured spiritual paths by gender, yet all men are not primarily logic-based. Roughly 30% are more creatively inclined, and their natural spiritual path aligns with the heroine's journey. As society dismissed women's spiritual significance, these men, along with the creative women, faced intense friction as their path became demonized. After the exile, this framework of opposition deepened. Christianity and Islam inherited and reinforced the rigid dichotomy of right versus wrong. Internal fractures emerged: Catholic versus Protestant, Sunni versus Shia, each faction claiming exclusive truth, And over time, the Antichrist became more than just a figure. It became the ultimate symbol of the wrong path, a tool to invalidate alternative spiritual expressions. And as I studied religious history, these patterns became undeniable. Spiritual paths were never meant to oppose each other. They were designed to complete one another. Yet over time, we were forced to choose sides. The conflict between Christ and the Antichrist isn't about good versus evil. It's about two opposing spiritual paths, with one being suppressed in favor of the other. But true spirituality isn't about picking sides. It's about restoring harmony. And what if instead of fearing the Antichrist, we saw it as a call to reintegrate what was lost? If you found this video insightful, please like and share to help others uncover these hidden truths. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the history, the mystery, and the science of the chakras. I'm Misha Alye, and this is Ashley's Spiritual Living. Now, if you want to explore these ideas further, my book, The Basics of Mysticism, is available now on Amazon. And stay tuned. My new book, Navigating the Chakras, is coming in September of 2025.